Hi.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our channel, Two Peas and a Crime Pod. This is my wonderful and beautiful and talented Mama Kelly, and she does all the work. Big guns over here. She does all the heavy lifting, case planning, research, the whole kit and caboodle.
This is my wonderful daughter, Courtney, and she does absolutely shit. No, just kidding. She comes in without knowing anything
Honestly,
going on.
the truth. I don't do anything.
No, she's the life of the podcast, as I always say. Courtney is witty. She's wise. And can we think of another W word?
Wonderful.
That would work. So witty, wise,
Warm.
and wonderful.
White. I just started thinking of W words. I don't know.
Okay. Witchy.
That one's accurate.
No, not at all. No, she just comes in and she's here to comment and bring us lots of levity and some good insight into these cases.
I like to think of myself like the viewer. Like I'm like you guys, and I just hope that sometimes that I say things and you're like, yes, oh my God, thank you. It's exactly what I was thinking, because I watch and listen to a lot of crime podcasts, and sometimes like I talk along to it. Like Bailey Sarian's a classic because it's just her telling the story, and she does like give her little 2 cents a lot as well. But sometimes like she'll say something and I have like a thought about it and I'm like, what about this or this? And I feel like that's what I do here, is hopefully like I'm saying things and you're like, oh, thank God Courtney said it. But the reality is that most of you are probably like, shut the fuck up.
No, we love everything she talks about. She's
Pipe
great.
down over there, Blondie.
I don't think so. So one of her friends watches and recently commented that they think that I'm also a blonde.
Yes, my friend Rachel was like, I love watching, but like your mom's a natural blonde, isn't she? And I was like, hell yeah, she dumb as hell. No, it's not that. It's just that, and I told her, I was like, my mom has absolutely no reason to believe that there is good in anyone, because my mom has actually seen true evil and mean behavior and cruelty from the closest people in her life. She has every reason to be the least trusting and the most bitter and the most suspicious, or if it's you, suspicious because you can't say it. And I was like, and yet, even though she's been kicked and kicked and kicked, my mom is just still optimistic and bright and happy and wants to believe the best in people and wants to let people in and love people and meet them where they're at. And it's an admirable quality. It is. I pick on you a lot, but it's a wonderful quality that despite people trying to like constantly do this to your flame, that you just keep shining bright and you don't let it bring you down. I've been, wronged like a quarter of as much as you. And I'm like, fuck everyone. And you're a liar. Like, Mom, they're lying to you. They're a bad person. Like that's you know what I mean?
Yes.
So, it takes both kinds. You have to be smart, but you also have to not lose your faith in humanity. So
I have not lost my faith in humanity. I believe that it starts with you as a person. So, I give people the benefit of the doubt, even after they have shown me that they are to be doubted.
My mom has no boundaries. She's just like, you know what?
I believe in the
I believe in you.
7 times, 700 times. I believe that's in the Bible somewhere. Jesus said,
sure.
How often are you to forgive? 7 times, 700 times or something like that. But no, I do like to be a positive person. And
it reminds me of Dumb and Dumber when they're riding down the road and they just start picking up hitchhikers, and the one is like the assassin who's like gonna kill them.
Right.
And he's like, I just have a good feeling about you. Get on in. That would be Mom. Like, absolutely.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest, my job, Uber driving, has actually increased my faith in humanity, because before Ubering, I was suspicious of people and had a lot of anxiety to be in public around strangers. And for like my first week of driving Uber, I was constantly like looking in the rear view mirror at the people sitting behind me and picturing them stealthily getting their knife or gun out, because they're going to get me.
Getting their cord and like choking her behind her seat.
And it turns out that people are great. I think I'm at almost 6,000 rides now. I've been doing this for 3.5 years. And people are so nice and they're thankful and they're happy. And you just have to start the ride off this way. Hi, are you such and such? My name's Kelly. It's very nice to meet you. And then they're immediately like, oh, you're a real person.
You're very disarming because you just immediately give off sweet granny vibes. You don't look like a sweet granny because you look young and hip. But like 5 seconds into knowing you, you're like, oh, I bet you crochet. And you're like, yeah, I do. I make Afghans all the time. And you're like, yep, that's your aura. Yeah, you're just.
Yeah, people, you can see a change in them. Like they get in the car and they're just expecting you to just drive and not pay attention to them. And I'm just immediately like, it's very nice to meet you. And then I'll say, how was your day? Or are you having a good day? And then that's it. I don't overtalk. If they want to talk, then they'll either talk, in which case I'll shut off whatever movie I'm listening to in my ear pod and I'll talk to them. Or they'll be on their phone and then I'll just listen to my movie. But what I found is that like if they make a stop, like at a gas station, they'll say, would you like something to drink? Or can I get you anything? And these are poor people. I pick up people that don't have money to buy a car, and they're offering to get me something at the gas station just because I'm their driver that they're paying to drive them somewhere.
Right.
They're just polite. And I work mostly in the dregs of the community where it's like, Highland Park and.
Yeah, like her first month in, she told us like, oh yeah, last night I did a trip to Detroit and back. And we were like, Kelly, you drove to Detroit? She's like, yeah, it was great. And I was like, you know that city is known to be dangerous. Like,
it is
high crime. And you're like, you get worried in Canton where you've lived your whole life. And she was like, yeah, it was fine. And I was like, you didn't tell anyone you were going to Detroit. We didn't fucking know you were in Detroit. And that's when I made her download Life 360.
Yeah,
so I could know where she's at
now.
So at least if she goes missing,
I'm like Courtney's
I know where
kid.
from.
Yeah, I'm Courtney's kid.
I was like, Mom, at least shoot me a goddamn text when you're doing a long haul to some dangerous city that we're not familiarized with.
I honestly didn't realize Detroit was that bad. I had a rider in my car, and this was just like last night or the night. It was the night before because I didn't work last night. But he was from Detroit, and he said, yeah, people are always bad-mouthing Canton. He was like, they don't know. I'm from Detroit, and whatever is bad here, like you think Shorb Avenue is the bad Canton Road.
Right.
He's like, that's like a 10th as bad as the least bad place in Detroit.
Yeah.
And I was like, really? And he was like, yeah, it's bad. So I really didn't know. I just liked I drive at night. So I just got to see the lights of the city, which I love city lights. And I like the vibe of that.
Yeah.
And it just was pretty to me.
I know people from Detroit through when I worked at UPS, like drivers.
Oh.
And there was like, yeah, it's dangerous. It's sketchy. And when I'm in my personal car, there are stop signs that I just don't stop at. Like, but not to shit on Detroit. I mean, they've got some shit going on. Michigan, that area, Flint, they have some shit going on. They're getting dumped on and not taken care of the way that they deserve to be taken care of. It's an American city. So,
that's a whole other.
I'm not shitting on Detroit. And believe me, we do have Akron. I had drivers in Akron that were UPS drivers in Akron that were shot at. And
this is true.
Akron, we have bad areas here too.
Yeah, we do.
No place is free from it. So, but I do worry about my mother, who's the kind of person who's like, oh, do you need help? Whoa, you want to get in my car? And like being in Detroit. That's what worries me is her I wouldn't be afraid to be in Detroit. I'd be like, what's up? No problem. Don't test me. Not my mom.
What I have found is that people are friendly, even the bad people. I'm going to admit that I realize some of these people are making drug runs. I can tell when I'm taking somebody somewhere from Canton to Akron and they go inside for 2 minutes and then they come back out and then we take them right back to where they came from. They might give me a story. I know what's really going on. I'm not that naive, but they're friendly and they're talking to me and they're happy to have the ride.
I will say that I was very nervous about you doing this job, and your bad and scary stories and the few creeps that you've had or bad encounters that you've had. And when you think about the fact that you've had 6,000, it is a very small percent.
It is. It's like I've had like 4.
It's like 1%. Yeah.
I've had like 4 rides out of 6,000 that one was horrible. And the guy had to get out of my car because he said, "Would you mind if I pulled my cock out?"
Oh, yeah. And she said, no, get out. Like on a highway on-ramp. She was like, bye. And he was like, seriously? And she was like, dead ass, get out.
Yeah. And then I had a lady pass out. She was like 70 or 80 and it was her birthday and she had money pinned all over her. Did you know they do that at birthdays? Yeah. And she passed out. She was Sue the town drunk, which the police were like, "Oh, do you have Sue?" And I was like, "I don't know what her name is. She passed out." But and then I had 2 people throw up. One was in my car in their hat, and then they flung their hat at me and the chunks went on me. And then one was hanging out of the car window all down the side of my car. So then I had to run it through the car
Oh, that's
wash.
At least courteous. They were
It
really
was courteous,
trying.
But I still couldn't pick anybody else up because there was puke on the door.
It ruined your night. So. I wasn't even thinking about those. So that's 4. I was thinking about the time that the people got in a fight and yanked out of your car.
Oh,
and
I
you
forgot
had to
about that.
Speed off and the cops got called.
Yeah.
That was 5.
That was 5.
Well, there was the whole story about the girl who was down on her luck that you tried to help. And that was your fault. That was just 110%
If it had just been an Uber ride,
it would have been fine.
It would have been fine.
Yeah. So she's kind of an outlier because you kind of you escalated that situation.
I wanted to rescue her.
Out of the kindness of your heart.
And her son. They had nowhere to go. So I let complete strangers spend the night at my house in my living room on my couch.
And it went as well as you would think.
While I slept in my bedroom unarmed.
So we had to give Mom rules about you can't bring home stray animals or stray humans. You've been good about that ever since. But of those 5 to 6, yeah, I mean 6 out of 6,000 is 1%. So.
Yeah. So it's really, really changed my perception of people. So everything has changed, and I'm feeling like a much more.
You are. You go out so much more, and you're so much more willing to be out and about, and
not as much as I'd like to. We still got some.
Honestly, it's a complete 180 from where you were. So
it is. I've been doing better. So
no, it's been great. You do a lot, but she does even in my car. If she's in my car, sometimes I'll just hit the gas and like this, and she'll go, "Courtney, stop that! Don't do that! Stop!
I still don't have any faith in other people driving. I have faith in my own driving now, but no, this girl, she's a speed racer, so I'm always a little nervous, and her car goes like this.
Yeah, it has a shake. It's a part of its personality.
Yeah.
It's like Parkinson's for a car. Leave her be. She's doing her best.
I wish you could fix it. I know you don't have money to fix it, but I wish you could get it fixed.
I wish I could too. If only I had a mechanic in the family. It's just going to shake forever, I guess.
But. I guess so.
Yeah, no, you still have no faith in me. I do 10 over the speed limit. And she's like, I don't know why we're in such a hurry. I'm like, I'm keeping up with the flow of traffic. What the fuck are you talking about?
It's the truth. She's not in the fast lane. She's not passing everybody. So, yeah.
Oh, mama.
We went down a sidewinder, didn't we?
We did. A little sidewinder. We haven't done that in a while.
No, we haven't.
Little fun little story. Story time. What's your actual story today?
My actual story, it's one of those ones where it's a crime, but it's kind of like a victimless crime, but it's not. It has to do with money.
Okay.
You probably haven't heard of it. Christopher told me about it. So I really don't know how he heard about it, but it's a woman, police officer who scammed hundreds of thousands of dollars out of the system, out of taxpayers' pockets, claiming a work-related disability.
I don't think so. I don't think I know about this.
You don't think you've heard of anything about that?
I don't think so.
This girl was not very smart, let me just tell you.
I heard about Brett Favre doing that, but
Who's that?
Football player.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
See, I don't get into football, so I would never know that.
Yeah, he did some sort of he had a charity and some other shit, and he was skimming money off of it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, not good. Not good. That's bad to do that to charity.
Yeah.
Didn't Donald Trump do that?
Especially,
or he had a school, or so I can't remember.
Yeah. Yeah, especially when you're like a famous football player who made,
you already had
so much money.
Yeah.
And the charities are supposed to help those that don't.
Right. Yeah. That's pulling money from, people in need. The people
who need it the most.
I feel bad for that.
Yeah, real piece of shit activity. So she kind of sounds like a piece of shit too, because I am a taxpayer and I certainly don't like to have my money taken at all, let alone taken by one individual.
Yeah.
I'll give it for the greater good. I'll do taxes for the greater good. Okay. But.
So this is really recent. It's 2022.
Okay.
So just a few years ago, about 4 years ago, because it happened in March. Anyways, her name is Nicole Brown, not Nicole Brown Simpson.
Okay.
Just Nicole Brown.
Okay. She
is a 39-year-old former officer with the Westminster Police Department in Southern California.
Okay.
She lived in Riverside, that's where my sister lives.
Oh. I didn't know.
Yeah. Well, we don't talk to.
All right.
She doesn't talk to us.
I know she lives in California, but that's a mighty big state, so it doesn't really narrow it down.
That's true. Well, okay. The incident that started it all. In Westminster, California, on March 21st.
In Westminster, California, born and raised. No, okay, go ahead.
What is that?
Fresh Prince theme song. In West Philadelphia.
Oh, okay. Westminster, West Philadelphia.
When you said it, it just
made me Westminster. Think of, okay, gotcha. You're so cute.
I'm not. I'm just stupid and interrupting you. Go ahead. Westminster.
Police officer Nicole Brown was on duty when she attempted to arrest an uncooperative suspect during a call.
Okay.
Okay. So, and can I just say my personal opinion about women police officers? I'm old school.
I'll allow it. So
a lot of younger people might just think, yeah, of course. I think, wow, you're amazing. Because I'm old school. I think of women as not as strong, not as big, and that it would be a little bit of a harder job, not taken as seriously.
I will give you that one.
So I think to myself, when I think of a woman being a police officer, like I just saw one and she was just a little girl, just a little petite, little blonde, cute. She could have been a model. Right over here in front of the apartments, a police officer.
It's probably the one that does the shit at the kids' school. They always, when they see her, like she led the parade in her cop car and she was like, "Oh, kids." And she waved because she does like the patrol at the schools.
I'm sure it was because it was Perry.
She's very sweet. But yeah,
she's just a little tiny thing and she's adorable and she's a police officer. And I think that is scary. And I am proud of her because she's, doing it for the sisters, and
sisters do be doing it for themselves.
Maybe that's a little,
it's a little sexist.
Yeah.
But do I get where it comes from? Yeah. And I understand it. And you're right. I don't necessarily agree that they're not as strong, or that they can't be as brave. I think those things are not gender affiliated at all. You can just, there are men that are strong. There are men that are weak. There are women that are strong, women that are weak. There are men that are brave. There are men that are, afraid. Women that are brave.
I personally know that I can't even open a jar of spaghetti sauce.
Absolutely no upper body strength. It's incredible. You don't even have a normal level, like a child's level of upper body strength. Yeah, no.
I could ask my grandkids, can you open this for me?
Yeah, I think
my hands are very
Lindsay's
weak.
Little spaghetti arms are like stronger than yours.
I think so too.
But when it comes to perceptions, socially, I would agree with you that when you see a woman officer, people take them less seriously or think like, oh, I could take her. Like she's probably weak.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I do agree with that. But I'll tell you what I think that it is for women officers is a strength, because you thinking less of me and you thinking that you can undermine me or not listen to me or that I won't be able to run you down or tackle you is only a benefit to me. Because you won't see it coming when I fucking blitz you if I need to.
That's what's cool about you, Courtney, personally.
Like, go ahead.
You are going to fucking blitz somebody. You're spoiling for a fight. You're just like, at this point, you're like, somebody please fuck with me because I want to hit something.
Every day walking in downtown Canton to the office, I was like, I wish a motherfucker would. I could really go for just punching somebody's out right now, but I'm going to need somebody who deserves it and who aggressed me. And then it's coming to them. But no, I think that, it really just, it helps women police officers, that maybe people have these preconceived notions about their strength or their authority or their force or, they're going to find out that they were wrong, And
that's the way it is kind of now for your generation. It's more, I feel like there's a definite divide between, what am I, Gen X?
Yeah.
And you are Gen Z?
Yeah, millennial, yes.
Millennial.
Gen Z, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think, or is it Gen Y? I'm Gen Y. Christopher's Gen Z, isn't he?
I don't know. I thought Christopher was millennial.
Because it goes like X, Y, Z. So I think I'm Gen Y and they call us millennials, just like they call you guys. I guess they really just call you Gen X, but they have boomers.
Mm-hmm. I don't know about all that.
And these things, I don't know.
But I do see a huge, the huge divide would be like my grandmother to your generation.
Oh, yeah.
That would be the huge divide. But I still think there is a divide from my generation to your generation. At least for some of us are still.
It's like where the borderline starts. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
But I applaud you, young, tough bitches, because
Mom's not the one. Mom was never going to be a lady cop.
No.
I don't even think you'd be a good traffic cop.
No. I'd be like, oh, you're down on your luck and you need to park here in this fire zone? Go ahead.
You'd be in the intersection like, they're going to hit me with their car. Like trying to direct traffic.
That's funny. All right. Well, okay.
She said, that's funny.
What happened was Brown and another officer were trying to handcuff the suspect when she suffered a pretty minor abrasion to her forehead. It was essentially equivalent of a scrape.
Okay. I'm sure it didn't feel good, but you keep going. Yeah.
So after the incident, she reported the injury to her watch commander, and she said she felt a headache and dizziness.
Okay. Like a concussion.
They sent her to the doctor, and she went to actually the local emergency room on the same day. And the attending doctor examined her and then just released her back to work with no restrictions, indicating the injury did not prevent her from performing her duties.
'Tis but a flesh wound.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, then days after the scrape, despite being cleared for duty, she had called out sick for like 9 days. So that happened when? On the 21st? Yeah. So the 30th, suddenly now she goes to a different doctor and receives a diagnosis of something called severe concussion syndrome.
Okay.
And this is from another medical provider. And that diagnosis resulted in her being placed on total temporary disability.
So the first time she went, she probably went to a facility that was cleared by her work to check her out, like a workplace injury. So you have to go to a workplace doctor, is my thought. I could be wrong.
She just went to the emergency room.
So she just went to the ER the first time and was checked out?
Yes, and they said, you're cleared for work.
Okay. So then she went to a different doctor, maybe her general practitioner or a different facility the second time.
And they said, you have severe concussion syndrome.
Okay.
And then under California workers' compensation rules, she had to be placed on total temporary disability. All right. So the symptoms included headaches, dizziness, and sensitivity to light and noise, which is like a migraine sufferer.
Yeah.
You know what that's like. And it is debilitating. You
it
couldn't
is.
work.
Yeah.
You definitely couldn't go after criminals feeling like that.
Well, a concussion is where your brain rocked in your head and hit against your skull cavity and you got a bruise on your brain. So, yeah, inflammation of the brain.
Yes.
Like, I'm sure it doesn't feel good. I think I've had a concussion once in my life, but I didn't get it checked out because I didn't know. But after I learned about concussions, I was like, oh, those are all the symptoms that I was having. Like, and then I was like, oh, that makes sense. But yeah, it's painful. And
when did you get knocked hard enough for your brain to bruise?
I think I did it to myself, but it was an accident. But it was when I was in high school, when I was in band, when we were going to Cedar Point. Regardless, it doesn't matter. It was a long time ago, but
okay.
Yeah, if it's anything like a migraine, everything is immediately overstimulating, and your head just hurts, and so like the bright lights are so intense, like it hurts, like physically hurts your eyes and your brain, and moving hurts and talking hurts because the muscles are moving around. Like, yeah, it's
okay.
very.
Yeah, I don't.
That's why migraines. I can't talk when I get migraines because having the vibration so close and like having to move the muscles and stuff when everything is so tense, like having to like drop my jaw to talk.
Yes.
In this area, and I don't know why, I can't explain it, but I can tell you, like, if my migraine's bad enough and you come over and you're like, what do you need? And I go like I'm like trying to like do this to tell you I need a drink of water. It's because if I said, please get me a drink of water, I would throw up because my head hurts that bad. So yeah, if she really did have this, like it really is bad. That's why they've changed football rules, American football rules so much, because concussions are being taken way more seriously because they understand the short-term effects can be, debilitating, and the long-term effects from traumatic brain injuries repeatedly are terrible.
Okay.
So.
Well, she said she was having difficulty processing thoughts or even words. And she had an inability to use computers or screens because of the overstimulation and the light. All of which she said made her unable to work as a police officer. And these claimed symptoms formed the basis of her disability leave. And she got full salary and medical coverage through workers' compensation.
I would have to know more about what exactly happened that caused this abrasion on her head, because, people box for a living, which is getting punched in the fucking head hard repeatedly. And they're like, they keep fighting, and then they like live the next day and they're like, go. And yes, there's some level of like conditioning to that, and I get that. But like, even.
Well, she didn't have a bruise or a bump. She had a scrape.
It doesn't sound like it was enough to be that traumatic. I'm not a doctor, but to me, it just doesn't sound like it should have escalated that quickly. You know what I mean? Like.
Yes.
Talk about football players. Like, they do get concussions and they get dizzy and they fucking throw up, and then like they're like the lights are hurting them and they go back out and they like keep playing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, should they? Maybe not, but they do, and they can, and you can take an anti-inflammatory and take a fucking ibuprofen, like.
True.
It just seems weird that so rapidly, and after just one instance of some sort of, if you get hit in the front, they say it's the concussion in the back of like the brain came forward and then it came back and smacked into the back of your skull, so that's where you get the sensitivity to light because your occipital lobe is back here and stuff. Like, I'm trying to think through this. It doesn't seem like. It just doesn't seem like possible that it's this bad, this quick.
Well, they kind of had an inkling as well. So that's what we're talking about.
I hate, like in today's climate, I hate to discredit a traumatic brain injury because I really take them seriously. And so that's why I'm like, I wish I could have seen like what it looked like or knew or watched the video footage of exactly what happened, because I don't want to discredit what she's saying, but it kind of sounds like a farce.
Well, they investigated. So, but basically it was the minor abrasion being used as a basis for a severe career disrupting disability claim led to an investigation. So let's talk about Nicole Brown, first of all, who she is. She joined the Westminster Police Department in 2019, and this happened in 21, so she was only...
I thought you said it happened in 22. Oh, the charge happened in 22. Okay. So in 21 is when this incident happened, so she'd only been working 2 years.
Yeah. She worked patrol, and it was a mid-sized Orange County city, about 90,000 people.
Orange County.
I just watched that movie.
That's one of my that's top 3.
That's a great movie.
Top 3. Love
Jack
that
Black
movie.
is amazing.
Just every fucking person in that movie. Yeah. Perfectly casted, perfectly scripted, perfectly soundtracked. Perfect movie.
It is.
Perfect. Love that movie so much. Orange County. Go watch it. So goddamn good. I mean, finish this episode first. Obviously, don't stop right now. After this is over, go watch the movie Orange County.
Yeah, I agree. All right. So she was described internally as a standard patrol officer. She wasn't high ranking, and she was not a public figure. So not somebody that, like, you know.
I'm going to be so office. Even after decades of watching Law & Order SVU, I still don't understand a police department's, like, ranking system. Like, I don't know what's higher, a lieutenant or a sergeant.
Okay. I don't either.
A captain's the highest, I do believe.
Oh, okay.
I feel confident saying captain's the highest, but I don't know. I've never understood so she was just a regular base level cop. Yeah. No ranking. She didn't test into any higher positions yet. No.
And she had no public disciplinary record or anything like that. So just, basic cop. So I couldn't find it. She's not publicly described as married, so I think she's single.
Okay.
She had a stepfather. His name is Peter Gregory Schumann, and he was a workers' compensation defense attorney. So he's actually the kind of guy that worked for workers' comp to prove people were lying. So...
wait. So he was a defense attorney for... So his whole job was sniffing out
liars.
Yes. Which means that he knows all the good lying tactics, or where they look and where they don't.
You're cluing into some things here.
So maybe if he'd come home and been telling stories a lot like, oh, this fucking idiot, this is how I caught him. She's like making little metal notes like, oh, don't do this. No paper trail here. Don't say this.
Unfortunately, she's not that smart, but...
Oh, wow.
Okay, let's continue. He ended up being charged in this case. So we'll get into it. But that family link is why prosecutors eventually hint at knowledge of the system rather than innocent misunderstandings.
Okay.
So her work reputation. She was not portrayed as heroic or controversial. Just middle of the road law enforcement agent.
Okay.
Nothing stood out. She didn't have any shooting incidents. She didn't have any public commendations. She didn't have any high-risk tactical roles. Just middle of the road.
Just some traffic stops and call-outs, basic call-outs, and not out there trying to answer every call or run down every suspect or... Okay.
All right. So then this incident happened on March 21st. And you're right. It was 2022.
Okay.
I was confusing March 21st with 2021.
Okay.
It was 2022 that this happened. So she had been on the force for 3 years.
3 years.
So she claimed all of those symptoms, and that's what suggested that she wouldn't be able to drive safely. She couldn't be around stimulation. She couldn't think clearly. She couldn't process language even. Pretty severe side effects.
So you can Google if I have a really severe concussion, what might my symptoms be? And then you can say all those things. But are there not, wouldn't they I don't know exactly what machine it would be, whether it would be an MRI or a CAT scan. I'm thinking a CT scan with contrast, but I don't know. But I'm guessing that there would be some sort of examination of the brain that you could do that would show a bruise or swelling.
You would think so.
But again, I don't know. Maybe once the swelling's gone down, if the damage was done and it's, like still damaged or there's nerve damage or something, I guess I'd have to do more research on it, which is maybe why this was the perfect.
I mean, here's what I think. She may have had a bruised brain.
Yeah.
There may have been an MRI that showed that. But based on what the investigators found, she didn't have any of those symptoms. So she may have had a mild concussion.
I was going to say, a lot of times what happens is that, because we had this at UPS, you claim workers' comp because you threw your back out so you can't work. And we're like, oh, of course. Okay, you're on leave now. You're getting disability pay and this and that. And then what we see is that your friends post pictures of your softball league and you were at your softball game and you hit the fucking home run and then you caught a foul ball with this amazing stretch and like, oh, it looks like your back's not that bad. And that's how you end up doing yourself in, is by investigators or blatantly posting about, or like me being able to follow you and take a picture of you doing something that proves that like obviously like you're at a fucking rave, like lights must not be blinding you, That's
right. She obviously didn't think that anybody was going to look into her activities.
That's why these kinds of things are really hard to do. Like, it's easy enough to say that something's happening and get out of work. But what sucks then is if you choose to do that, you really better have a fucking awesome house, because you can't really get caught leaving it or going to do anything else. Like, you might be able to get away with going to the movies and sitting at a movie because that's pretty low key for your body. Not with this situation, but with others. You know what I mean? But like, not for her with the light sensitivity.
For what she's saying.
But with
she wouldn't
what
be able
she's
to do
saying,
anything.
You can't do shit. Yeah, she gave this scenario where
she better just be alone in her room in the dark
with the fucking shades drawn. Yeah. Like, so you really have to think to yourself, like, is it worth it to get out of work? Because then I'm just going to be bored at home all the time.
Yeah. I mean, unless she just wants to watch TV and read, because that's all she'd be able to do without cameras catching her doing.
I personally would be just fine. Like, oh, I can't leave my room and I have to keep all the shades drawn. That's how I live my life anyway. So this sounds awesome. I can watch Peaky Blinders in the office all day. Great.
Yeah.
But for most people that don't sloth their whole life away, this would fucking as a prison. So it sounds terrible. So,
right. Yeah, that was me when I was a smoker. That's all I did because I was so bored. Everything was boring. So I just smoke. I smoked 3 packs a day. Basically, that means I always had a cigarette in my hand.
Yeah, you just didn't like to leave the house or be around people. And you're like, well, what else am I going to do? I'm going to crochet for a little bit. I'm going to smoke for a little bit.
Yeah, I was just bored, just smoking. And now I've been smoke-free for 5 months, cigarette-free. And I look back and think of all the time I spent smoking. And I'm like, where did I find the time? But that's because I'm so busy now with the podcast and work and...
Yeah, you found these other fulfilling things that are good for your body.
I've got the podcast now. It's keeping me very busy. Although I do, when I'm like typing out the script, want a cigarette break.
Yeah.
Like I just miss that reason to get away from the computer, go have a cigarette break, sit outside, smoke a cigarette.
Yeah.
Now it's like, okay, well, I'll go eat, which I don't want to do. I have lost 10 pounds though.
Oh, you're doing good.
I'm doing okay.
Back on the
down slope, yeah. But okay, so this girl...
She dug herself a fucking hole.
She certainly did. She was caught on camera, seen, while claiming severe disability, she was seen dancing and drinking at the Stagecoach Music Festival.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
With crowds, bright lights, and loud music.
YOLO.
Running 2 5K races. Right?
What?
Skiing and snowboarding in Big Bear and Mammoth. She was just like, look at all this money. I'm going to live it up.
If light sensitivity gets you, being in the snow is the worst fucking thing.
Yes.
It is so fucking blinding. I wear my sunglasses more in the wintertime than I do in the summertime.
Oh, it's terrible. Yep. She was filmed visiting Disneyland there's lots of walking, heat, and noise.
She was living her best life.
She was.
She is living my dream life. Wow.
And then attending conferences, baseball games, playing golf, and as well as taking online classes. So she did everything wrong. I mean, this is a laundry list of shit that she wasn't supposed to be able to do.
Yeah, yes.
So Westminster PD notified the OCDA Bureau of Investigation. So I don't know what those letters stand for. I didn't look it up.
Orange County District Attorney?
Bureau of Investigation. Makes sense.
Okay.
They turned the disability claim into a criminal inquiry. And then investigators subpoenaed. They
subpoenaed it.
I can't say suspicious or subpoenaed. They subpoenaed medical evaluations, benefits payments that were made to her, employment records, correspondence with her doctors, and reimbursement documentation.
They don't like to pay that shit out when it is completely 100% valid. And like their shoddy machines broke and you lost your fucking arm because of their bad malpractice, and they still get pissed when they, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So when you're faking it and they've been having to fucking pay that out, they're going to come for you.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. So across her entire medical leave, can you guess how much she made in salary and benefits?
I don't even want to know. It's going to make me mad. Go ahead.
Just throw something out there.
How long did it last?
Shoot. Hold on. Let me go to where they...
You said it happened in 2022. But when did they finally bring her to...
25.
So 3 years of...
That's when they filed the lawsuit. Yes.
So she was getting disability pay and then disabled benefits?
Yes.
All right, let me think. Give me a second to do some mathing. 200,000?
600,000. Yeah. She got more than 600,000 in salary and benefits, and that's all taxpayer funded.
How is it that much? Cops don't make that much. I was running the number at a $50,000 a year salary and then a little extra from, medical shit.
I have no idea. But now she's got 15 felony charges and a civil lawsuit seeking repayment against her. So they obtained photographs, videos, timelines, activity logs, event tickets, and travel records. They had all this against her. And critically...
That also came out of Orange County taxpayers' pockets. But.
Yeah, her 5K race registrations. 2 5K races were documented, and you just don't accidentally sign up for those. So
never have I ever. Yeah.
She was not wise, and neither was her stupid stepfather.
Dummy.
So for an attorney, here's what I can't understand. Somebody like an attorney, you go to a lot of schooling to get that degree.
Yeah.
And become an attorney. You have to pass a hard exam.
Yeah.
Why would you ever do anything that might make you lose your ability to practice law?
Well, because he's a man and he thinks consequences don't apply.
It's stupid.
To him.
Stupid.
No, it is. And a lot, you will hear a lot of attorneys say, like, you think I would risk my fucking, like, law license for this? Like,
right.
For you? Like, nope, not worth it.
Yeah. Like, it's not worth it. So, okay. Prosecutors built a case showing fraudulent statements to doctors, knowingly false disability narratives, ongoing exaggeration of symptoms with the sole intent to maintain these benefits. So that led to 9 counts of fraudulent statements, 6 counts of fraudulent insurance claims, and white-collar crime enhancement. And then Brown's stepfather was tied in through documentation of his alleged involvement. So let's talk about him. His name's Peter Gregory Schumann.
Okay.
He was 57 and a resident of Buena Park, California, and a licensed attorney, specializing in workers' compensation defense, meaning he normally represented employers and insurance companies against disability and injury claims.
Okay.
Schumann's profession makes his connection to the case especially dramatic because instead of defending insurers against fraudulent claims, prosecutors said he helped his stepdaughter make a fraudulent claim.
Right.
So they allege that what he did was, according to the documents and official statements from the Orange County District Attorney's Office, Schumann is accused of actively participating in meetings about Brown's disability claims. In at least one Zoom evaluation meeting, prosecutors say Brown was seated in a dark room. So you know what Zoom is?
Yes.
That's like when you're a video conference
Yep.
with your computer or whatever. Your phone.
Meeting that takes place with you on camera on your computer so that you can be remote at a remote location.
Yes. She was seated in a dark room, claiming she couldn't read a screen due to her symptoms, while Schumann spoke on her behalf. He purportedly described her limitations to her employer and the disability reviewers, telling them she couldn't process words, do paperwork, or take phone calls even. And the funny thing is that after the Zoom meeting, she was later seen engaging in numerous public activities.
My question is, did he know, like, was she playing him too? Or did he know that she was like, oh, thanks a lot because I'm going to my concert now? And he was like, no problem. Like, I'll take my cut. Like, it doesn't sound, nothing that you've said so far tells me that, like, he was aware that she was going out and doing all this shit. Unless she was posting it on her social media and he was, like, liking all of the posts. You know what I mean?
Well, okay. He's charged with one felony count of making a fraudulent insurance benefit claim, one felony count of assisting, abetting, conspiring with, and soliciting a person in an unlawful act, meaning helping Brown with the fraudulent scheme.
Okay.
The DA's office says the investigators believe that his role wasn't merely a father offering support, but that he actively helped shape the narrative that she used to obtain her disability benefits.
So they must have found something that clearly pointed to him being, like, fully well aware that she wasn't as sick as she was saying, if at all. So
I mean, it's her stepdad. He's going to be involved in her life.
Yeah, but she's a grown woman. It would be easy for me to be like, oh, I can't come over and do the podcast. I have a migraine today, Mom. And you'd be like, oh, honey, it's okay. Like, take your time, feel better. And then, like, I go out to the bar with my friends and turn off my Life 360 and you don't know where I'm at.
I guess so if I don't have any access to your social media or...
I just wouldn't post about it. But that's what I'm saying. Like, it'd be hard she was doing an awful lot for them to not know. But sometimes, like, you know.
Yeah. And the fact that he is helping her shape her symptoms and everything that...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They must have found, like, a text where he was like, no, you need to say that you feel this way because that'll really, like, hit it out of the park. You know what I mean? Or, like, something that showed that even if he didn't know the full extent of how much she was fucking faking it and doing in her personal life,
he was abetted.
Yeah.
That kind of guiding her on how she should, what she should say.
Yeah.
So if convicted, because she's not convicted yet, she risks up to 22 years in state prison. Was it worth it? Oof. She will likely lose her pension credits from the police force.
Yeah.
And of course, she's been permanently terminated and decertification as a police officer.
Decertified.
And her stepfather faces up to 8 years and possible state bar discipline. So I don't know what that means.
Yeah. I would be interested to see more of the evidence that they have against the stepfather, because I happen to think that it is totally plausible that she played him.
Okay.
That he, that she only called and whined on the phone, and that when he came over that she made sure that the lights were off, and that, you know what I mean? Like, to really get him to help her build a great case. Oh. And then he goes home to his house away from her and lives his life.
And you think he didn't really know?
And I think it would be easy enough for him to not know that she was like going out to the bar and going to concerts and shit. Like, Chris doesn't know my fucking life. Think about that. Like,
that's true.
Chris doesn't know what I do from day to day. He wouldn't know a damn thing you did. No.
If it wasn't for me telling him.
No, but if Chris talks about music. So if I call him and I say something about my guitar, he would be like totally helpful in telling me like how to get my guitar tuned correctly. Mm-hmm. But then we hang up and he's like not up my ass. He doesn't know what I'm doing. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I just see that it could be plausible that like maybe his error was in not vetting her properly.
Maybe she did, like you said, just heard him through being close to him, heard him talk about what you should and shouldn't do, that he wasn't specific. Maybe this was before the incident, and it's what gave her the idea. And maybe
his advice to her was like, yeah, when you're at this hearing or something, make sure that you bring up like how sick you are and like you need to say that you're nauseous and you can't be around lights and stuff. And he wasn't trying to guide her as much as he was just trying to say like, this is how you present as a good witness. You know what I mean? Like coaching. And you can't coach them what to say,
how it comes out.
But it also, I would not surprise me at all if he was like, I know how I can make us both some money. That also wouldn't surprise me. Me and your mom never liked that you were a cop anyways. It was dangerous. Let's get you out of there. You know, I could see both ways. But I didn't hear the charges against him are not evidence. I would want to know the evidence.
I see. Yes.
That are supporting those charges. If it's just that they're going to say like, well, how could he not have known? And again, was she posting all over social media about it? Was she bragging about it? Did she tell everybody at Christmas I ran my second 5K? Like, yeah, those kind of things I'd need to know. But she for sure is.
Yeah, she's going to serve some time.
They're never going to recoup that fucking money. That's what makes me the most mad.
Well, the city is they filed a lawsuit against her. They want repayment of all funds and medical expenses plus the investigation and prosecution costs.
Yeah, it's because all of that was taxpayer funded. So unless they can, in that situation, like close you to or force you to like sell your home, like liquefy assets to recoup.
Yeah.
I don't know what the rules are about that. I mean, if you're going to jail, why do you need a fucking house anyways, right?
So this girl...
Dummy.
She's not smart. And why would you do that? What, she had an abrasion. How did that lead to, maybe I can, what kind of a person must she have been?
If you just hate being a fucking cop, then like quit your job.
Yeah. I mean, obviously it might have been scary. Maybe she was like, oh, I got injured. Maybe it was her first injury. And maybe,
which is so valid. Yeah.
Right. And maybe,
you know what, actually,
she didn't go to work for a couple days because she was not experiencing terrible symptoms, but having symptoms of a different kind.
Yeah. Like maybe she had a little PTSD or a little like rethinking her career or just angry. Like, you know what? I'm tired of these motherfuckers acting up and not like, I'm here to help you. And then I end up getting hit in the fucking face and I hate this job, which is fair. Like go get another job then. Sounds like you're active and you're fit. You could go work at a gym. Sounds like you like concerts. You could go, work at a concert venue, Like,
yeah, she seems to be
an active person. Why don't go do security at a fucking concert venue or something, right? Like, yeah, she had all these great interests. She was taking college classes. It sounds like you found another career you might be interested in. Go do that. Like,
instead, she just decided to stick it to the entire system and break the law when she was a police officer. It goes totally against the grain.
Yeah. Wow, what a dummy. Well, great story. Can't wait to see because that was happening now. Can't wait to see what happens with that. So.
Yeah, me too. I'm curious to see what happens.
Thanks to Christopher for telling you about that. Like, yeah, how the hell did he hear about that?
I don't know.
A weird niche story for him to know about. But
I know, right?
Good for us.
So that's all I've got for you today, guys.
All right. Thanks for tuning in. And remember, now that this is over, like, subscribe if you haven't already, and then go watch Orange County. That's your assignments.
All right. Let's go watch Orange County.
Yes. Absolutely. Let's go eat some food and watch Orange County. Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.
See you next time. Bye.